Hi friends, and welcome to Inside and Out Yoga and Meditation, where every day we help you reach your highest potential inside and out. My name is Colin, and I'm your meditation guide. Today we're going to keep talking about grounding, and I know that Emily is taking a very literal, physical approach to grounding, as in touching the ground, and I think that's wonderful, and it's a great thing to explore, and it's very helpful. And we're just going to explore right now some different ways to feel grounded. So, a lot of times when we feel ungrounded, it's because we feel as if we're being pulled in many different directions, maybe too many directions. We're being pulled by our thoughts, our experiences, external stresses. We're being pulled by all sorts of things. And we feel so attached to these thoughts, experiences, and stressors that we feel that we have to follow them in every direction that they're pulling us. And we start to realize that it's not possible to follow all these thoughts in every direction, and we get a little overwhelmed and we lose our footing. So today what we're going to do is we're going to practice not following anything. We're going to practice just sitting and observing. Before this, we've been practicing a lot of cultivation of traits of happiness and relaxation and compassion and all those things. And we're going to continue doing that today, but today is more of a practice of just watching, just observing, and maybe gaining some insight, maybe seeing some of our habitual thought patterns and learning that we can disconnect from them. It's a very powerful lesson that we can learn, that we are not our thoughts. We don't have to be our thoughts. We can view our thoughts from a distance as if they are something else, as if they are a thing, and we are no thing. The Buddhists talk a lot about no thing, which in the West gets a bad rap because we think nothing, and that's different. But it's no thing, and it's a beautiful concept because all things have to come from no thing. Words have to be written on a blank piece of paper. Photographs have to be taken on undeveloped film. Thoughts have to come from nothing. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to learn to sit and watch our thoughts. And as we watch our thoughts, we'll notice that they come from seemingly nowhere and they pass to seemingly nowhere. There's no rhyme or reason to why our thoughts appear. There's no rhyme or reason to what thoughts appear, when they appear. They just kind of are what they are. And when we have this knowledge, then we can learn to detach from them. We realize that we're not creating our thoughts. The thoughts just happen, and the thoughts are not us. And there's space between all those thoughts, and that is a very powerful practice and something that we're going to do today. We're going to learn to notice that in between when a thought arises and a thought passes, in between those spaces, there's nothing, there's emptiness. And that emptiness is pure potential, and that is who we are at our core. And you can notice this physically. The brain is constantly running, and there's a low sense of base level humming going on at all times. Even if you're not thinking, you can really get a sense that the brain is working if you just listen for it. It's like a boat idling. The engine's still running. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to do anything, but it's still running. And this base sense of not effort is really who we are at our core. And we're just going to learn to tap into that. So, let's get going. Okay, let's take a moment to just settle into the practice. Settle into our bodies and our comfortable positions. Settle into the moment. Settle into the breath. Maybe allowing the eyes to come to a close. Just seeing what that feels like, having the eyes closed. Being here, in this body, in this moment, this breath. Realizing that we have nowhere to go, nothing to do, no one to be. Just here, breathing. Wherever you feel the breath, just focusing your attention there, whether it's the abdomen, the chest, the nostrils. Maybe allowing the attention to broaden, feeling the body as a whole breathing. Maybe seeing if there's anything that feels good about this. If there's anything we can let go of, any tension, craving, clinging. Just being here, breathing, the body as a whole. Maybe allowing the breath to deepen and slow as the mind and the body start to settle. In this moment, content in this moment, now bringing our attention up to our mind, to our awareness, just noticing, observing. Maybe there are thoughts, maybe there are sounds, maybe there are sensations. Just noticing where they come from, what sorts of things they're saying, how loud they are, and how quickly or not quickly they pass away. Not clinging or contracting around any thoughts, sounds, or sensations. Just noticing from a distance. Maybe getting a sense of where the thoughts come from, where the sounds come from, where the sensations come from, and where they go once they pass through awareness. Noticing that they appear from seemingly nothing, that you don't control them, and that by not contracting around them, they'll pass away on their own, just as they came. It can help to think of the thoughts in terms of trains passing through a station, clouds in the sky, No matter how big or foreboding the clouds may seem, they'll pass in time, revealing the sky. The sky that's always there. Whether there are clouds or not, there's sky above it. The mind is the same way. Whether there are thoughts or not, there is awareness above and below them. Maybe bringing our attention to the space between the thoughts, catching a glimpse of this clear sky, of this open awareness. The space between where one thought ends and another begins. Just see if you can get a sense of this space, this openness, this availability, this potential in between the thoughts. Once you get a sense for the space between these thoughts, you can increasingly rest in it, realizing that it's there not only in the space between thoughts, but it's also there underneath and above the thoughts. And you can rest in this sense at any time. This is who you are. You are not your thoughts. You are the space from which thoughts pass through, the space which sounds, sensations, and experiences pass through. And in this way, you don't have to attach or cling to anything. Rest in this sense of being. Ground yourself in this sense of being. In the last minute or so, maybe slowly opening the eyes, seeing what it's like to allow sights to pass through our awareness, just as we allowed thoughts, sounds, and sensations. No need to cling or contract on anything you see, just looking around the room. Allowing sights to pass through awareness. Maybe slowly moving the body, getting a sense of what this sense of awareness feels like while moving. Maybe starting to feel how you can carry this forward into your day. Tap back into this sense. Something is troubling you, realize that you can choose to observe it from afar and let it pass on its own. That if you have a thought you're not particularly fond of, that thought is not you. Just tap back into this a couple times today. So, as always, I want to know how that was for you. I want to know what worked, what didn't work. I want to know what your experience was. Maybe you learned something that you feel other people would benefit from. So comment on this video, comment on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our TikTok. We're everywhere. I want to hear from you. So thank you. I'm glad we did this.